And welcome back, rugby fans, to Rugby 411. As always, I'm your host. My name is Joshua Shibata, and this is our August 2026 USA Rugby preview of all the things going on in the USA Rugby world this coming month. Not a lot compared to last month, but still some big things that we could watch and things that will be setting up for future events for both the men's and the women's. So let's kick it off real quick. August 8th, Saturday, and August 12th, Wednesday, the women's USA Women's Falcons team will be doing their annual tour of Brazil, playing two matches against the 25th ranked women's Brazilian team. You can watch both of those games live or on demand on the UOLEsporte YouTube channel. That's U as in unicorn, O as in Oscar, L as in Libra, Esporte. It's a Spanish channel, I believe, but they will be broadcasting the women's action there. And then August 15th, next Saturday, USA men's take on Argentina 15 in a friendly scrimmage at the Inter Miami Football Club Stadium, former home to the Miami Sharks, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can watch that game live on demand on Paramount Plus. So, first of all, let's get into the USA Women's action. Of course, congratulations to go out to the USA Women's Falcons team, defeating Life in the very first historic college team versus pro team. USA Women's Falcons team defeated Life University Women's team 40-5. Again, it was just a historical moment. You can watch that on the USA Rugby YouTube channel, see all the action there. But again, that match was basically to set up for the tour coming up in the next couple of days. Again, the USA Women's Falcons team, if you didn't see my prior video, a team made up of a mixture of younger current USA Eagles players like Bella Vogel and Tulisa Ulafe, who don't really get a lot of time to play just yet, but we'll get a couple reps in with games like this. And then a bunch of younger college players who could possibly potentially be future USA Eagles. Of course, these two matches with Brazil are not actual test matches, but just, again, give them some couple of reps and some really, really good international experience. And also, of course, we'll give some of these girls who will be playing with the USA Eagles during the WXV Global Series later in September, and this gives them kind of a little bit of a warm-up before those games. Then, moving on to the USA men's, this is another friendly competition, not an actual cap match, with Argentina 15. The head coach Scott Lawrence just announced the squad that will be going over and training in Florida in preparation for this match. The Argentina 15 team, if you're not familiar, kind of similar to the Falcons team, kind of more of, not necessarily a B-side, but mixed up of a bunch of younger Argentina Jaguars who don't get as much reps as the main players do, and then a lot of young hopefuls from their academy system, which the Argentina rugby team, they have a very, very good academy program. So you're going to see a lot of really tough talent. And then the USA men's, what I mentioned before, head coach Scott Lawrence announced the roster of the players that will be traveling over and possibly playing in this game. And the list is really, really insightful of who head coach Scott Lawrence is looking at. This game, as he mentioned in an interview, is really to get a couple players who are new to the system a chance to get themselves integrated. Obviously, getting them ready for the 2027 Rugby World Cup next year in Australia. But again, also to give a couple of reps to people just as we get ready for September when we have the Pacific Nations tournament, and then obviously into the second half of the very, very exciting Nations Cup tournament, which USA are currently 3-0 in that tournament. So I'm going to pull up the list here, and a couple names already really pop out. One of them really I'm excited for. But let's go no further than Campbell Robb, who was just announced as the 2026 Major League Rugby Rookie of the Year. He was the overall number 2 draft pick in the 2025 MLR Collegiate Draft to the Anthem Rugby Carolina. Now, him being on this list does not guarantee that he'll play in this game with Argentina, but there's a good chance he might, just because, again, this is a game, a chance to get a lot of younger stars a good looking at and see if they can get integrated into the system. Another name that is really exciting to see back in there, Marno War Machine Lingus. He was not able to play in the Nations Cup tournament because he was injured. He is a really, really exciting player to watch, so I'm really happy to see him on the list. Another one that earned a call-up, Spencer Huntley. You may not know this name, but he was the captain of the under-20s men's USA Eagles team that just recently played in that Junior Rugby World Championship, where USA did not finish last place, which was great, but Spencer Huntley was a very, very impressive player. Scrum half from right here in Southern California, Catholic Cathedral High School. He is currently enrolled at Hartford University, so a young player, but showed a lot of promise, and it's glad to see that he might get a chance to suit up in a USA Eagles jersey. And then a guy that I've been waiting to see his name on a list here, none other than David Kutzer of the Houston SaberCats, or now of the Seattle Seawolves, correction. One of the most dominant players in Major League Rugby, one of the highest scoring players in Major League Rugby history, finally is eligible to play for the USA. He is a South African-born player, but through residency here, he's been playing in a domestic tournament for, I believe it's supposed to be 5 years, so he is ready to play. He will be eligible next year, and this is a chance for him to kind of get his feet wet into the system as we get ready for the Rugby World Cup. So it'll be great to see Kutzer in a USA jersey. Now, we have also the non-traveling roster here, and again, pretty insightful to see. Christian Poy-Devin, a guy who unfortunately broke his collarbone during the third week of the Major League Rugby season with the California Legion. Really, really exciting young player. Good to see that he is not traveling with the team, but he is possibly available to come in. We saw this recently with the Nations Cup tournament with Mark O'Keefe, who is not traveling with the team, but because of injuries. And that's another thing. When you look at the lineup of players, I mean, there is not a lot of depth. Again, there's a lot of young, uncapped, and very low-capped players on this list. So it's good to see them looking at some new names to possibly bring in for depth. Nice to see that Christian Poy-Devin is available just in case there's any injuries. Another name that you may not be familiar with, but if you watch the Junior Rugby Championship, you would definitely know Dane Mitchell. This guy, oh man, Australian-born, but he is a star. He scored a hat trick against England of all teams. He plays like his head's on fire. He has a lot of energy. Really, really great to see. Again, not traveling with the team, but possibly available if somebody gets hurt. And then Will Sherman, who was the #1 draft pick, right ahead of the before-mentioned Campbell Robb from UCLA, is with Anthem Rugby Carolina. He is also available as a non-traveling reserve. And then this is the list that's actually very, very eye-opening, revealing the injured or not available. Now, we don't know who's injured. We don't know who's necessarily not available. But again, it really shows that depth might become an issue for the USA Eagles. There's no Chris Hilsenbeck available. I believe he is hurt. Capelli Piffoletti, very reliable hooker. I believe he's hurt as well. I don't know if Mitch Wilson is hurt or not. I think he is as well. But the name that really kind of sticks out, I don't think he's hurt. I just think he has responsibilities in France, where he, of course, has his home country and where he plays. But Perry Mayo, the new star sensation for the USA Eagles, not available for this game. I do hope he's available for the second half of the Nations Cup because he was exciting and he is a future star in the making. But again, this is a list of names that are available to play. We don't know who is going to make the roster. Obviously, I'll probably be doing a preview, an actual in-depth preview of this match. But again, these are things to look forward to if you are a USA Eagles fan for both men and women. Good luck to our women's Falcons team, and of course, good luck to our men who are going to be playing against Argentina 15 as we get ready for what should be an exciting fall. Not only, as I mentioned before, we have the women's dealing with the WXV Global Series, which should be exciting, and then, of course, the men finishing up the Nations Tournament. Unfortunately, not in the United States this time. They have to travel over to Europe, and then, of course, the Pacific Nations Tournament. Rather truncated this year. It's only involving Canada, USA, Samoa, and Japan, and it's all being played in Japan. So we won't be able to see the boys and women too much here in the United States in the next couple of days, though we do get a couple of matches right before those tournaments. Be on the lookout for more information about that. And yeah, thank you very much for checking out my channel. I always appreciate the support, and I'll see you on the pitch. Go USA!